In the midst of challenges, we should never be discouraged to keep aiming for excellence. Hard work, discipline, and determination should always work together in order to achieve greatness and success. We may be shaken by hurdles and bumps, but we should never flinch and keep pushing forward to reach our goals instead.
Obstacles don't block the path. They are the path. So as we deal with the challenges of the new normal, we remain steadfast to continue excellence in learning amidst the challenges of the global health crisis. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 49th commencement exercises of Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools with the theme
Continuing excellence amidst the challenges of new normal. Ladies and gentlemen, the doxology, to be followed by the Philippine National Anthem.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, tegas ng sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, tuyag ka ng magiting, sa manlulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinatang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitindig, ang bituin at araw niya kailan ang may di magtitindig. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mga api, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
The presentation of candidates for graduation by Professor Dita T. Manlangit, Principal of the Laboratory Schools.
The officer in charge, may I present to you a total of 48 candidates for graduation from the elementary laboratory schools of the Catanduanes State University College of Education. This is school year 2019-2020. Of this, 25 are boys and 23 are girls. These candidates have satisfactorily complied with all the requirements prescribed under the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum as approved by the Board of Regents of the Catanduanes State University. May I therefore recommend that their graduation be confirmed. Likewise, may I present to you a total of 136 candidates for graduation from the Senior High School of the Catanduanes State University College of Education this school year 2019-2020. Of this, 46 are boys and 90 are girls. These candidates have satisfactorily complied with all the requirements prescribed under the K-12 Basic Education Curriculum as approved by the Board of Regents of the Catanduanes State University. May I therefore recommend that their graduation be confirmed.
The confirmation of the graduates by Director Freddie T. Bernal, Regional Director of the Commission on Higher Education, Region 5, Officer in Charge, Catanduanes State University.
Ladies and gentlemen, by virtue of the authority vested in me by law as Officer in Charge of the Catanduanes State University, and upon the recommendation of the Principal, Laboratory Schools as having satisfactorily complied with all the academic requirements thereto, I hereby confirm you today, August 19, 2020, graduates of Batch 2020 of the Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools. Congratulations, graduates.
The graduation message of Ms. Janella Rica B. Cunanan, Grade 6 Academic Excellence Awardee.
To our school president, school officials and staff, teachers, friends, classmates, and our dear parents, thank you for gracing your presence in our virtual graduation. Last year, 2019, we are still seeing each other. We can go to different places, gather in big crowds, and even hug each other without worrying about a health problem. Everything changes now. At present, we are in the middle of a world crisis, but our lives continues. We are starting to face this new normal. And we are all still here, hoping to see the wondrous plans of God for us. We believe that things will be better. Hope that soon enough, we can see each other again and celebrate in big crowds. Hope that our future still holds all of our dreams coming true. Yes, everything is possible in the hands of God, and everything will change for the better. The challenge is, what will we do today? Do we become stronger, or do we just give up? I remember the short story about the egg, the carrot, and the coffee. In boiling water, the raw egg becomes a hard-boiled egg. The hard carrot turns into a soft and mushy carrot in boiling water. Then, the coffee turns into a tasty favorite breakfast drink. Think of it, if the boiling water is the challenges, trials, and hardships of life, what is it that we will become after all of these trials? Are you like the egg that becomes a person with a hard and bitter heart? Or are we like the carrot that becomes a person with a soft and weak heart? Or are we like the coffee, that becomes better, stronger, and greater after these trials in life? Today, what we can control is how we react to this crisis. We should not let it break us. We must be stronger than these challenges. Despite difficulties, here we are celebrating our graduation. Congratulations to all of us for achieving this. Our batch will be memorable because we are the first to do the virtual graduation. Our batch will not be forgotten because here we are all believing that education holds a better future for us. Things are unsure now, but we will all face the present times with strong hearts. Take this chance to say thank you to our parents who take care and protect us during a pandemic. Take this opportunity to say thank you to our inspiring teachers who keep on inspiring us even if they can still teach inside the classroom. Say I love you more often to grandparents, uncles, aunties, and other family members who always make sure we are safe and nurtured. My dear batchmates, always be strong, because in the future, we will all remember this crisis as a stepping stone for us to be greater. This is Janela Rica Kunanan, adding you with the message. Coronavirus is an invisible enemy. Together, we will rise. Together, we will make our dreams come true. Congratulations to all of us, and may God bless us all.
The presentation of awards and diploma to the graduates. Grade 6, Alcantara Carl Noah A. with honors. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. PSYSC Loyalty Awardee. Best Banner. School Quiz Competition participant. Second runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting Filipino category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps. PGO Leadership Awardee.
Arcelia Michael Von D. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. School Quiz Competition participant.
Bunayon Dirk A. with honors. Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant. Third place, Sports Writing, Filipino category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference.
Karangian Domingo Kenneth Jr. T. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Chong Richard Lee G. with honors. Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant. Third place, News Writing, English category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference.
De Leon San Zaimard S. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Most dynamic subcamp. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
De Inla Rafi Sandro I. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Gonzales Jose Pio Miguel J. Elementary graduate.
Gulion Jose Lorenzo M. with honors. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Most resourceful subcamp. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Ikawat Jeremy Hans T. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Most energetic subcamp. Take-home workshop participant.
Isurena Joseph Edward E. with honors.
Leonardo Joris Matthew with honors. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Best Bata of Space Brigade Orbit. Most coordinated subcamp. Outstanding performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Maderazo Dale Yazar V. Satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Matienzo Gian Carl R. Elementary graduate.
Matienzo Kian Mak R. Elementary graduate.
Sora Mark Wilson. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Tabirara Jesus Ariel Jr. R. with honors. Second runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting Filipino category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Tabuzo Miko D. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Recipient of the PSYSC Loyalty Award. Costume Play Competition participant. Very satisfactory performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Tapia Sebastian Romer T. with honors. Fifth place, Editorial Cartooning Filipino category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Artist of the Year.
Teves Miko Alejandro S. with honors.
Teves Russell Jones L. with honors. Second runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting Filipino category. Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Outstanding performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Torregoza Yael Justin A. With honors, first runner-up radio script writing and broadcasting English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Very satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Torres Rashid V. with honors.
To Sarah Francis Ivanhoe II S. with honors.
Zuniga John Carl R. with high honors. First runner-up, radio script writing and broadcasting, English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Outstanding performance in drum and lyre corps, Boy Scout of the Year, academic excellence in mathematics.
Pilaro Rona Janina B. with honors, satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Cabrera Edrich Jaden M. with honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant, Best in Overall Workshop, Most Punctual Subcamp, Subcamp Quiz Bee Champion, satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Katbagan Arabella Rain T. Very satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Kunanan Janela Rica B. with high honors, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant, first place feature writing Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, academic excellence in English, academic excellence in Filipino, satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Furuya Saki B. with honors.
Yanan Frisia Jane A. with honors, first place photojournalism, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference, second place photojournalism in English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, very satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Idanan Julia S. with high honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant, second runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, outstanding performance in drum and lyre corps.
Lim Precious Joan M. with honors, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant, first place, Copy Reading and Headline Writing Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, outstanding performance in drum and lyre corps.
Molina Erin Micaela T. with honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant, recipient of the PSYSC Loyalty Award, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant, first place Photojournalism Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Molina Marija Liz B. with honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant, recipient of the PSYSC Loyalty Award, Declamation Contest participant, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant, second place, Copy Reading and Headline Writing English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, DENR EMB 5, 29th Eagle Quiz Regional Competition participant, champion, DENR EMB 5, 29th Eagle Quiz Provincial Competition, Excellence in Youth Science Leadership Award, Academic Excellence in Science, Outstanding Performance in Drum and Lyre Corps.
Ohena Iskra P. with honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant, Most Industrious Subcamp.
Ramirez Mary Elaine T. with honors, Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant, first place Editorial Writing Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference, satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Rojas Jamila Nadine E. with honors, National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Costume Play Competition participant. Second runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting Filipino category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference.
Romero Rian Marium T. with honors.
Sabaldan Aryan Nicole A. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Very satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Sosito Gianna Brooke D. with honors.
Tabinas Joan T. with honors. Exemplary conduct. Satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps.
Tan Makaila Nicole G. with honors.
Tariman Shamira L. with honors. National Children's Science Interactive Workshop 2019 participant. Recipient of the PSYSC Golden Award. Most Obedient Subcamp. First runner-up, Radio Script Writing and Broadcasting English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference. Outstanding performance in drum and lyre corps.
Tenerife Maria Carmela S. with honors.
Teves Stephanie Del F. with honors. Regional Elementary Schools Press Conference participant. Third place, Editorial Cartooning English category, Division Elementary Schools Press Conference.
Vargas Abby Kristen A. with honors. Most Artistic Subcamp.
Villanueva Maria Angeli Francisca M. with honors. Satisfactory performance in drum and lyre corps. Mrs. Marivic Marcia A. Belaro, advisor.
Grade 12 Canary. Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics. Abundo Miljun Walid N. with honors.
Araojo Gerald S. with honors.
Austero Ken Joseph T. with honors. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Batalya Mike Peter M. with honors.
Benavides Justin B. with honors. Active Rover Scout.
Cueva John Carl C. with honors.
Gonzales Dexter J. A. with high honors.
Hoson Rovic J. P. with honors. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Manlangit Ray G. with honors.
Murillo Dan Paul B. with honors.
Osilios J. Mark M. with honors.
Panty John Luster T. with honors.
Publico Apollo Eliano A. with high honors.
Salamenia Jethro Ives R. with honors. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Sarmiento Rafael D.C. Senior High School graduate.
Tablate Arnold with honors.
Tablizo Rudy Kenneth T. with high honors. Finalist to the Quiz VTC 2020.
Tabuena Ken B. with honors.
Tacorda John Joshua P. with honors.
Tagle Romel C. with honors. Fifth place, Collaborative Publishing Filipino category in the Division Secondary Schools Press Conference.
Taopo John Verhel P. with honors.
Tendencia Lee David S. with honors.
Tinea John Edward V. with honors.
Valespin Simon John A. with high honors.
Abundo Hannah Camille S. with honors. Fifth place, feature writing, English category in the Division Secondary Schools Press Conference.
Austero Alain Sofia E. with honors.
Banastao Ivy Jill P. with high honors.
Beato John Ray L. with honors.
Bernardo Corinne I. with honors.
Borbe Ancharis Z. with honors.
Cabalo Cristina Flor with honors.
Chong Zarina Reka J. with honors.
Gando Hannah E. with high honors. Finalist to the quiz VTC 2020.
Mendoza Sophie Jane B. with honors.
Osorio Krishna Joshea C. with honors.
Panti Jesselie T. with honors.
Panty Kijame C. with honors.
Pastor Daphne Fe B. with honors.
Romero Rachel Ann V. with honors.
Sarmiento Carlome D. with honors.
Sarte Princess May P. with honors.
Sumido Godlin C. with honors.
Tablizo Grace Ann A. with high honors. Finalist to the quiz VTC 2020. Fifth place, Collaborative Publishing Filipino category in the Division Secondary Schools Press Conference. Exemplary Conduct Awardee.
Tayubana Nathalie B. with honors.
Tatat Corinne C. Senior High School graduate.
Tenerife Krishna Fe A. with honors.
Tevar Shania M. with honors.
Torio Jody Calin T. with honors.
Torregosa Nicole A. with honors.
Velasco Daniel Marie Sofia S. with honors.
Vicente Nelly Rose A. with honors. Advisor, Ms. Sheila D. Dewata.
Grade 12 Tangerine, Accountancy, Business and Management. Abrasaldo Zed Ashley G. Senior High School graduate. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Alcantara Aisen Lois B. Senior High School graduate.
Bugtong Juan Francis A. with honors.
Evangelista Neil Aaron B. Senior High School graduate. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Yantino Francis John A. Senior High School graduate.
Lumabi Christian Rodney M. Senior High School graduate.
Manlangit Ilwin Mark O. Senior High School graduate.
Matienzo Rodel Jr. R. Senior High School graduate.
Olaguera Mark James S. with honors.
Panty Christian Wade T. with honors.
Panty John Carl C. Senior High School graduate.
Rojas Rondel T. with honors. Participant to the Regional National Basketball Training Center. First runner-up to the Provincial National Basketball Training Center.
Vargas Kenji James T. with honors.
Andes Jane Aubrey M. with honors.
Antonio Rodora C. with honors.
Apanti Marjorie T. with honors.
Arnante Angel May S. with honors.
Balilo Dana A. with honors.
Baro Aliana May F. with honors.
Binamera Mary Grace V. with high honors.
Camacho Babe Andrea R. with honors.
Camano Nicole Andrea A. with honors, active Rover Scout.
Cordero Jamela R., senior high school graduate, active Rover Scout.
Dayawon Jana B. senior high school graduate.
Del Barrio Lasel T., with honors.
Evangelista Lorraine with honors.
Gonzales Rena T., with honors.
La Madrid Alia Zandria P. with honors.
Madera Joyce Irene M., with honors.
Mahilom Rhea Therese T. with honors.
Matienzo Charlene May U., with honors.
Ogalinola Risa May P. with high honors, exemplary conduct awardee.
Rodriguez Madeline L., with honors.
Rojas Charis B. with honors.
Ruel Irish Shin I., with high honors.
Samosa Jomeli A. with honors.
Santosidad Jane Margot B., with high honors, Student Body Organization Leadership Awardee.
Sarmiento Kayla Andrea M. with honors.
Sokerata K.O., with honors.
Sora Yusef Angela B. with honors.
Soreda Betty May C., with honors.
Tabirara Georgia May S. with honors.
Ablizo Lorenz, with honors.
Tario Bernadette V. with honors.
Tendencia Joyce Nicole L., with honors.
Tubalinal Mariah Francine I. with high honors.
Villa Martin Queenie Dayan V., with honors.
Zafe Dean Natalie G. with honors. Advisor, Mr. Rodolfo B. Tumagan. Grade 12 Magenta, Humanities and Social Sciences. Ala Chris Joseph Andre A., senior high school graduate.
Bautista Daniel Brandt B., with honors.
Boragay Manly Salvador V., senior high school graduate.
Yanan Vinmark F., with honors.
Santos Alejandro I. with honors.
Sarmiento Jovenal Jr. B., with honors.
Sosito Chanley Q., senior high school graduate.
Tejada Jose Andre A., with honors.
Villamor Jonel P. with honors.
Ariate Maria Joanna C., senior high school graduate.
Averilia Marie Radel O. with honors. Second place, Collaborative Publishing, English category in the Division Secondary Schools Press Conference.
Barceta Julia Ann Margaret, with honors.
Canada Angel May R. with honors.
De Leon Marie Thony May A., senior high school graduate.
Evangelista Princess Angela G. with honors.
Florentino Alexa Maiden P., with honors.
Ignacio Trixie L., senior high school graduate.
Lumbao Daniel Ann D., with honors.
Matienzo Haniel V. with honors.
Molina Lynette A., with honors.
Panghilinan Jelaine A., senior high school graduate.
Ramirez Maria Nica C., with honors.
Reginaldo Joanna June G., senior high school graduate.
Samonte Francesca Mailak B., with high honors.
Sarmiento Exara Valerie V. with honors.
Tabyos Aliyah Jamil T., Senior High School Graduate.
Tabirara Christina Nadine D. with honors.
Tayo Francine May T. with high honors.
Tayoto Glycel I. with honors.
Teves Christine Yvette G., Senior High School Graduate.
Teves Macy C. with honors.
Tuwangko Reynabel B. with honors.
Tumalin Marigor O. with high honors.
Valenzuela Angel Rosette L. with honors.
Villaray Raya Fivi V. with honors. Exemplary Conduct Awardee.
Villegas Althea B., Senior High School Graduate.
Eusores Maria Joanna with honors. Advisor, Mr. Elmer Jr. V. Tabor.
The graduation message of Ms. Hannah E. Gando, Grade 12 Academic Excellence Awardee.
Good day! Finally, we are graduating high school. Congratulations to all of us for surpassing this chapter of our lives. With this pandemic, our second semester was interrupted. So the remaining time that we could bond with our classmates has been cut off. It feels so surreal that we could still have a virtual graduation like this to recognize our achievements. Thank you to the people in the academe who pushed through to make this happen. I would like to thank everyone who shaped us for who we are today. Thank you to our supportive principal, Professor Ditas T. Manlangit, to our considerate senior high school coordinator, Professor Corazon T. Silot, to our advisors who served as our second parents and patiently took care of us, to our teachers who shared their knowledge with us, to our friends who were there in ups and downs, and to our families who always got our backs. Before entering high school, we often heard from grown-ups that high school is the best part of their lives. And after experiencing it, I could definitely tell that it was the best 6 years of my life. We went out of our comfort zone and met a variety of people, socialized, and made memories with them. During the most unexpected times, we also got to know our closest friends, and some even met their special someone. High school is challenging yet fun. It includes a load of sleep-depriving, lengthy researches and other schoolworks with it, wherein 4 to 6 hours of sleep is already considered as a good sleep. On weekdays, with our skimpy pencil skirts and slacks, we ran from the school gate to the quadrangle to attend the flag ceremony and spent 8 hours inside of our classrooms. While on weekends, we met with our groupmates to do some schoolworks. With the tight schedule, random chatting with friends, eating outside after school, watching series, and reading novels during our free time really felt so rewarding after a busy day. The fun in high school is a matter of finding the light in the darkness and enjoying the hardships with the people we experienced it with. Looking back, all sections, regardless of what strand we are in, STEM, ABM, and HUMS, struggled and did our best to pass every requirement in every subject to get a passing grade. All of our efforts are worth it because we all made it this far. I will end this with a quote from Kim Namjoon, which I want for each of us to embark our hearts and minds as we make our dreams into reality. I quote, "Maybe I made a mistake yesterday, but yesterday's me is still me. Today, I am who I am with all of my faults and mistakes. Tomorrow, I might be a tiny bit wiser, and that would be me too. These faults and mistakes are what I am, making up the brightest stars in the constellation of my life." Unquote. Fellow graduates, let's embrace our mistakes, learn from it, and move on. Do not strive for perfection, and do not be afraid to make new mistakes. Rather, let's live our lives with passion, do our best in everything that we do, and find even just a little bit of happiness along the way to feel more inspired in achieving our dreams. Once again, congratulations Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools, Class of 2020. Good luck in pursuing our dreams!
The introduction of the guest speaker by Mr. Joe Randy C. Tablizo, Faculty President of the Laboratory Schools.
We are all very proud of Catanduanes State University, an institution of higher learning. What makes us doubly jubilant are the superb chronicles that archive the success stories and noble accomplishments of its graduates. If our school has gone through a beautiful transformation and now looks so magnificent to become the envy of comrades who visit us from other schools, it is because the Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools must have planted to our graduates sure seeds of recurring knowledge. These sown grains of desired learning make our former students long to come back, not just to search for their roots, but to relive the most memorable of all schooling days. And more significantly, in token of gratitude to the school from which they have sipped the nectar of basic education, they carry along with them bountiful cargoes of endowment. This afternoon, we have with us an alumna who is a living testament of success, who have pursued with a strong determination to her chosen career. Born on April 5, 1986, she was the armful joy of Mr. Rolando S. Talan and Mrs. Serenia V. Talan, both government employees from San Isidro Village, Virac, Catanduanes. This lady spent her basic education at the then Catanduanes State College's elementary and laboratory high school from kindergarten, elementary, and high school. If I remember it right, she was also an active student leader and a good singer, having been a member of the chorale group under the baton of Professor Leticia A. Toledo and Professor Crescencia G. Arcilia in elementary and high school, respectively. She is also a consistent honor student and actively joins in extra and co-curricular activities, whether inside or outside the province. Moving from our campus, she studied hard to become a librarian. She earned a Bachelor of Library and Information Science degree at the University of the Philippines, Diliman in November 2010. With her eagerness to explore the field and learn more, she also took up Master of Library and Information Science in the same university with 18 units earned to date. This woman I am referring to is very diligent in her studies. No doubt, she always read and read and read, a bookworm indeed. Though shy type and simple as her colleagues would say, our guest speaker is also active in civic and professional engagements. These are only some of the qualities that made her land as 8th placer in the librarian's licensure examination held on November 2011. Jen, as many people would call her, worked as school librarian at the St. Paul College in Pasig from 2011 to 2014. Then, she decided to go back in her hometown, where she is now posted as college librarian here at the Catanduanes State University from 2014 up to present. Now happily married to Benjamin Perez, this Viracnon is mothered with a 3-year-old son named Benedict Jairus. They reside at West Garden Subdivision, Biga. Undoubtedly, she is a loving wife and a praiseworthy homemaker. She is a woman I personally admire because of her wisdom, generous heart, caring spirit, and unconquerable principle. To the officer in charge of the Catanduanes State University, Dr. Freddie T. Bernal, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria S. Togano, Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Rosana S. Abundo, our principal, Professor Dita T. Manlangit, the head teacher and senior high school coordinator, Dr. Corazon T. Silat, Central PTA President, Mr. Nelson B. Villaluna, faculty members and staff, to our dear graduates and their proud parents, guests, friends, ladies and gentlemen, with pride and honor, may I introduce to you our guest speaker for the 49th commencement exercises of the Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools. Let us all welcome with a big round of applause to Ms. Jenna V. Talan Perez, alumna of Batch 2003.
To Dr. Freddie T. Bernal, Officer in Charge and Regional Director of CHED Regional Office 5, Dr. Maria S. Togano, Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Rosana Abundo, Dean of the College of Education, Professor Ditas Manlangit, Principal of the CatSU Laboratory Schools, faculty members and fellow colleagues in this institution, the proud parents of our graduating students, my dear graduates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Renowned Japanese scholar Okakura Kakuzo once said, "The art of life lies in a constant readjustment to our surroundings." His words could have never rang more true than today. I am sure that all of you envisioned your graduation differently. At the start of the school year in August 2019, you, my dear graduates, dreamed of donning your white toga and cap, and then getting up on a stage with your parents to receive your diploma and awards. The same goes for your parents, whose excitement to be with you on that stage must have been indescribable. But fortune's proverbial wheels have turned, and we all woke up one day in a strange world. A world driven by fear, suspicion, and sorrow. A world where smiles that used to brighten our day are now covered with masks. A world where hugs and kisses that once comforted us are now shunned by us. A world that was once thriving on interconnectivity now needs to forgo all forms of socialization for its members' health and safety. Because we seek comfort in the familiar, let me briefly share with you my fondest memories of my elementary and high school years. Back then, we distinguished elementary and high school from our beloved alma mater in two ways. First, girls in elementary wore red neckties, while girls in high school wore a blue one. Second, elementary boys wore knee-length blue shorts and white shirt with the school's logo printed in front, while the boys in high school wore black pants and white polo shirts. Simply speaking, the color of our uniforms is enough to evoke a feeling of awe and respect from students of other schools whenever we were seen wearing our school uniforms. I am sure that the same admiration is also accorded to you, my dear students, now. Back then, I was one of the quiet girls in class. I was always very shy. Though I had several good friends, they would probably tell you that I never made it on the blackboard's list of very noisy in class. I just simply smiled to everyone. But this does not mean that I was antisocial. It was just my personality. One of the highlights of our elementary days was scouting, or the Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts camping in school. Back then, we constructed our tents at the open space within the then CSE Elementary Laboratory School. It was made of bamboos and coconut shingles, and a few brought real camping tents. But we were only allowed to sleep at night in school when we were already in grade 3. Our camp manager was the late Professor Evelyn Francisco, who was also our social studies teacher at the time. We went hiking and river crossing, and the highlight of the camping activity was the bonfire at night. To my young mind, it was a night full of wonder. Let me also share with you that the area where the current corporate business office stands used to be the grassy area where we would often play tag after school hours and catch grasshoppers. Our parents would know where we have been based on the amount of amor seco on our uniforms. To be honest, I don't remember much about our elementary graduation, except that we took a lot of photos. This was in 1999 and cameras ran on films that time, which you need to have developed at the Century Family Mall downtown. So you have to wait for a few days before you'll know exactly how you looked in those pictures. Moving on, high school was a different world for me. Our class advisor in first year high school was Professor Rico Romero, and it was during that time that we were able to slowly get out of our shells by participating in school plays and dance presentations. Then we had Professor Michi Romero in second year high school, who encouraged us to join science and math contests. It was also at the end of our second year in high school when we were encouraged to participate in the National PSYSC camp held in Cebu on that summer year, and I was one of our school's delegates. In third year, our advisor was Professor Helen Leonardo, and in fourth year, we had Professor Nora Vargas. At this juncture, please allow me to pay homage to both my elementary and high school teachers and thank them once again for becoming a part of my young life. Life was very simple at that time, my dear students. We had our own respective group of friends. The most famous cell phone model back then was the Nokia, but it's very rare to see students with cellular phones until maybe third year high school. The most common types were the 5110 and 5210 with the antenna, and the 3210 and 3310 where we would play endless hours of Snake. Our favorite pastime was to hang around the school corridors where my male classmates would play the guitar and we would sing along. I remember that the famous boy bands around that time were A1 and Westlife. They were the equivalent of K-pop these days. We would also look forward to the days wherein the PSYSC camp will be held in school. Back then, when you had a crush on someone, you write your message for that person in a piece of paper, and someone would read it over a microphone, but mentioning your alias only, of course. There was no Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, WeChat, or WhatsApp at that time. We were happy and content with the way things were. Before our high school graduation, we went on a spiritual retreat at the recent Christ Chapel. Back then, this was your way of properly saying goodbye to your classmates, whom you might never see again for a few years, because they might be going to a different school than yours. It was also a way to ask for forgiveness from someone whom you might have hurt. So we spent that time crying, laughing, and hugging everyone around. We were giddy with excitement because we would be going to college, and yet sad because we will be leaving behind the memories of our youth as we take our own separate paths after graduation. On our commencement exercises, I can no longer recall what our guest speaker talked about, much less remember his or her name, and I sincerely apologize to him or her due to the limited capacities of a young female mind. But what I vividly remembered was how it felt to undergo this rite of passage that signifies both an end and a new beginning. I was so full of plans about my future. I passed the UPCAT then, and I was excited to go to college that the ceremony passed in a blur. For the graduating grade 12 students now, you may be curious to know how it was to be in college, particularly in UP. Let me tell you that studying in UP Diliman could either be easy or hard for you, just like in any other school. It will be hard if you have no self-discipline, but it is definitely going to be easy if you have already established your own study habits. Being in UP became a leveling field for me, and as they say, as a freshman student, I was back at square one. My life as a college student in UP definitely had its shares of ups and downs. I experienced many failures and setbacks, moments which were filled with self-doubt, tears, and sleepless nights. It took me a few years longer to finish college, and I made some difficult decisions to be able to realize the path or profession which I am actually good at, and which I now enjoy and love. It was also through the support of my loved ones that I was able to pick myself back up during these difficult times, because I know that they trust and believe in me and what I will be able to achieve. I did not want to let them down. Through it all, there were also moments which I cherished. I made a few good friends, but I know that our friendship is one that would endure. At the end of the day, I saw everything as a learning opportunity and a challenge so that I can grow as a person. For those of you who did not make it to UP, let me assure you that this is not the end. Apart from a good school, I firmly believe that it is the student who ultimately defines his or her destiny in life. So why am I sharing these memories with you, my dear students? Because most of you can no longer relate to living a life without a gadget, perhaps. Yet, our generation survived. Most of you also cannot live without Facebook, IG, Twitter, or other social media apps, perhaps. Yet again, our generation thrived. Most of you also cannot go by a day without playing ML or Dota, perhaps. Yet, our generation did not miss much. What I am trying to tell you, my dear graduates, is that you need to have grit or resilience in order to be able to succeed in life. Do not let a minor setback, like a remark from a professor regarding an unsatisfactory output, or a rejection from a peer, be the measure of your meaning in life or your happiness. Instead, use this as your springboard for you to be or do better. You might stumble, but you never really know what opportunities and discoveries await you along the way. Life is a constant learning process. Allow yourself to feel doubt and fear and experience failures. After all, even successful people have their share of failures. But only when you overcome these fears and doubts that you are able to realize the lessons that life is teaching you. Now that we are in the midst of a pandemic, most, if not all of us, are always online. I am sure that many of you tend to compare yourselves with the social media profiles of famous celebrities, with your classmates, or simply with other people. And when you start to compare, you start to view yourself as someone inferior to that person, and you tend to forget to appreciate what you have. When you are truly happy and content, you do not need affirmation from other people. My dear students, I urge you to be always cautious and discerning in whatever you see and read on social media. Your theme for this year's commencement exercises, Continuing Excellence Amidst the Challenges of New Normal, actually echoes your battle cry for this millennia. Your alma mater has provided you with the best education there is, and your parents have showered you with love, care, and affection as you hurdle the day-to-day challenge of being a student. Your friends have been with you in your joys and in your sorrows. Your crush may have provided you with extra inspiration to be better in school, and you owe it to yourselves to push forward no matter what. As our province, our nation, and our world battles with this pandemic, we need young minds and courageous hearts who will bring hope amidst the chaos that we are facing right now. Yes, you, my dear students, can be the candle that gives light and the mirror that reflects it 1,000-fold. You have your dreams. Some of you may want to become teachers, doctors, nurses, policemen, and many other noble professions. I urge you to study hard and reach for your dreams, even though tomorrow may seem bleak. Do not search for your meaning from other people. Look for it deep within yourselves. Do not be easily swayed by the latest fad or craze. Take pride in every achievement you have reached and learn from your heartaches and your failures. As you finally cross this alma mater's virtual threshold towards the next chapter of your life, look back once more and thank the people who have supported you. And thank the people who have supported you and nurtured you into what you are today. Give your parents your sweetest smile and say thank you. Give a virtual shout out to your teachers for their patience in honing your skills and talents. As an adult, I follow the golden rule on happiness, and that is practicing gratitude. Never forget to thank those people who matter to you, and always offer a silent prayer to the one above for all the blessings you have been bestowed with. Before I end this message, allow me to share with you the story of Renee, as referenced in Malcolm Gladwell in his book, Outliers, The Story of Success. A few years ago, Alan Schoenfeld, a math professor at Berkeley, made a videotape of a woman named Renee as she was trying to solve a math problem. Renee was in her mid-20s with long black hair and round silver glasses. In the tape, she's playing with a software program designed to teach algebra. On the screen are a y and x axis. The program asks the user to punch in a set of coordinates and then draws the line from those coordinates on the screen. The point of the computer program which Schoenfeld created was to teach students about how to calculate the slope of a line. So there's Renee. She's sitting at the keyboard and she's trying to figure out what numbers to enter in order to get the computer to draw a line that is absolutely vertical, that is, directly superimposed over the y-axis. Now, those of you who remember your high school math will know that this is in fact impossible. A vertical line has an undefined slope. Its rise is infinite, any number on the y-axis starting at a 0 and going on forever. Its run on the x-axis, meanwhile, is 0. Infinity divided by 0 is not a number. But Renee, who is a nurse, does not know this. She doesn't realize that what she's trying to do can't be done. 22 minutes later, Renee finally realizes the answer to the puzzle. Among Schoenfeld's studies, Renee's is his favorite. Schoenfeld once asked a group of high school students how long they would work on a homework question before they concluded that it was hard for them to solve. Their answers ranged from 30 seconds to 5 minutes, and the average was 2 minutes. But Renee persists. She experiments. She goes back over the same issues time and again. She thinks out loud. She keeps going and going. She simply won't give up. She knows on some vague level that there is something wrong with her theory about how to draw a vertical line, and she won't stop until she's absolutely sure that she has it right. We sometimes think that being good in mathematics is an innate ability, but to Schoenfeld, it's not so much as ability, but attitude. You master mathematics if you are willing to try. Success is a function of persistence, doggedness, and the willingness to work hard for 22 minutes to make sense of something that most people would give up on after 30 seconds. In a world ruled by instant gratification, Always remember, my dear students, that there is no shortcut to success. It requires patience, hard work, and perseverance. Do not be deluded by false promises of instant success, and do not compare yourself with other people. Always remember that you have a unique story to tell and a different timeline to follow. With that said, allow me to congratulate you, my dear students, and your proud parents and teachers for a job well done. For those of you who are from the graduating class of grade 6 students, study hard but enjoy your high school life and make happy memories to tide you over the years. For those of you who are from the graduating class of grade 12 students, welcome to adulthood soon. Explore the world and work hard for your dreams. Do not be afraid of failure, because it will define your character and strengthen your spirit once you are able to learn from the lessons it needed to teach you. On a somber note, the number of COVID-19 cases worldwide is increasing daily. May I request everyone to pause and take a short moment to pray for those who are battling this illness, those who have already succumbed to this illness, our frontline workers, those who have lost loved ones because of this disease, and those who are undergoing a hard time because of unemployment and poverty due to the subsequent economic effects of this pandemic. They need our prayers. The world needs our prayers. In these uncertain times, we need to be cautious yet compassionate. We need to have faith to the one above that He knows what is best for us. We also need to have faith in our fellow human beings. There should be no room for hate and discrimination in these trying times. We need each other to successfully overcome this pandemic. In closing, allow me to leave you with the words of Mahatma Gandhi. The future depends on what we do in the present. Again, my most heartfelt congratulations to all of you, and I pray that you and your family will remain safe and healthy. Thank you and good afternoon once again.
The Pledge of Loyalty by Mr. Rudy Kenneth T. Tablizo, Grade 12 Academic Excellence Awardee.
Fellow graduates, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Rudy Kenneth T. Tablizo, do solemnly swear that I will be loyal to my alma mater, the Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools, that I will uphold her ideals, keep unblemished her good name, do my duty for my country, ever remembering that in doing so, I shall live up to her expectations, thus making myself a worthy child of my alma mater.
The closing remarks by Professor Ditas T. Manlangit, Principal of the Laboratory Schools.
Congratulations to the graduates of Batch 2020 of the Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools. Your beloved alma mater, as the wellspring of knowledge, wisdom, and worthwhile experiences, is truly gratified for the achievements and struggles you have unwaveringly hurdled. Graduation ceremony is always a special occasion. It is the culmination of hard work and determination, the actualization of goals attained, and the acknowledgement of successes achieved. Therefore, it is only fitting that today we commemorate the road that we have all traveled together this last few years. Despite the inconveniences brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, we have proven our resiliency as true-blood Catanduanos. We are determined and never easily shaken. Just like the pliant bamboo, no super typhoon or pandemic can weaken our drive to continuously reach for our aspirations. Very timely as it is, this year's theme, Continuing Excellence Amidst the Challenges of New Normal, poses a challenge to each one of us to be more proactive, flexible, and wise in making decisions. As we celebrate another milestone, allow me to thank the following individuals whom we owe thanks and gratitude, for without them, all of this will not be possible. To the officer in charge of this university, Dr. Freddie T. Bernal, for the unwavering concern and support to the laboratory schools. To our honorable commencement speaker, Ms. Jenna T. Perez, for responding to our humble invitation. We are truly grateful for the slice of inspiration you have shared to us. Similarly, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Maria Estugano, who despite her busy schedule, always finds time to answer the call of laboratory schools. We are very thankful for your unrelenting concern and support to our department. Also, to the Dean of the College of Education, Dr. Rosana S. Abundo, who is always there to guide us at all times and in whatever circumstances. Thank you, ma'am. To the powerhouse of laboratory schools, Dr. Corazon T. Silot, with the faculty and staff of this school, especially to the different working committees chaired by the advisors of our graduating batch, please accept my warmest thanks for your passion and commitment to work. Also, special thanks go to the other individuals who contributed in the success of this occasion. To the accommodating team of Public Relations Media Services of this university, headed by Mr. Eduardo S. Villar, for the production of this virtual graduation. To the PTA officers and proud parents of our graduates who were with us in guiding our students. Other individuals who contributed to the success of this significant occasion. To our graduates, my warmest thanks and congratulations to all of you. Catanduanes State University Laboratory Schools, Class of 2020, good luck and congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, the CSU hymn.
Our truly lovely CSU, verdant gem in the eastern seas, your radiance illumines our path, from this island to the global community. We bless to voice your name with state and dignity. Catanduanes State University, builder of hope, our vision's robust onward. Catanduanes State University, our very own CSU.
That ends our program for the first ever virtual graduation of the laboratory schools. This has been Rodolfo Tumagan.
And this is Kathrina Paga saying,
Congratulations and mabuhay graduates of Batch 2020!